I thought I knew him. That is the sentence that keeps coming back to me, even now, long after everything has changed. I thought I knew the man who slept beside me for 32 years. I thought I knew the way he breathed in his sleep, the way he cleared his throat before speaking, the way he avoided my eyes when he was worried. I thought I knew his silences. But I was wrong. The night he confessed, the house was quiet in a way that felt heavy. Not peaceful. Heavy. Rain tapped softly against the kitchen window, like it was afraid to disturb us. The clock above the fridge ticked louder than usual. Each second felt like it was pressing on my chest. He sat across from me at the table. Not close. Not far. Just far enough that I could feel the space between us. He folded his hands. Unfolded them. Folded them again. I remember thinking, why does this feel like goodbye? I smiled at him, the way I always did. That gentle smile wives learn to wear when they sense trouble but are not ready to face it. What is it? I asked softly. He did not answer right away. Instead, he looked down at the table. At the small scratch near the edge, the one our son had made years ago with a toy car. That was when my heart began to sink. Because when a man looks at old marks instead of your face, he is already somewhere else. I need to tell you something, he said. His voice was calm. Too calm. I nodded. I told myself it was nothing. Just another worry about money, or health, or the children. I was not ready. Not even close. Before that night, my life felt ordinary. Not perfect. But familiar. We lived in a small house filled with memories. Morning tea in the kitchen. Quiet afternoons. Evenings where the television stayed on more for company than interest. We had raised our children there. We had argued there. We had forgiven each other there. Or at least, I thought we had. I met him when I was young. So young that I still believed love meant knowing everything about someone. He was not loud or charming. He was steady. Reliable. The kind of man who fixed broken chairs instead of buying new ones. My parents liked him. They said he had honest eyes. And for many years, I believed that too. We built a life slowly. Brick by brick. Routine by routine. He went to work every morning. I managed the home. We shared meals. We shared worries. Or so I believed. There were signs, looking back. Small things. Moments when he grew quiet for no reason. Times when his smile did not reach his eyes. But I ignored them. Because when you love someone for a long time, you stop questioning. You assume silence means peace. You assume distance means tiredness. You tell yourself, this is what long marriages look like. Our children grew up and moved on. The house became quieter. Sometimes painfully so. I missed the noise. The chaos. The feeling of being needed. He seemed to enjoy the silence. He spent more time sitting alone. Thinking. Staring at nothing. When I asked him what was wrong, he always said the same thing. Nothing, he would say. I'm just tired. So I stopped asking. That is another thing I regret. The night of the confession, everything felt slow. Like time itself was holding its breath. I should have told you earlier, he said. Those words landed hard. Earlier than what? Earlier than tonight? Earlier than our whole life? My hands were resting on the table, but they felt numb. I could not feel the wood beneath my fingers. He finally looked up at me. And in his eyes, I saw fear. Not anger. Not guilt. Fear. That frightened me more than anything else. I didn't know how, he continued. I didn't want to hurt you. I wanted to reach across the table. To tell him it was okay. That whatever it was, we could face it together. But something held me back. Sometimes, your body knows before your heart does. So I stayed still. Just tell me, I said quietly. He took a deep breath. And then, for a moment, he said nothing at all. That silence stretched. It wrapped around us. It felt endless. In that pause, my mind ran through possibilities. Was he sick? Was there debt I didn't know about? Had he done something foolish? I never imagined the truth. Because the truth was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was slow. And it was deep. I have been carrying something for a long time, he said. Something I should have shared with you. My chest tightened. How long? I asked. He hesitated. Before the children, he said. Before the house. Before everything. I felt like the ground beneath me had shifted. Before everything meant before us. I swallowed. Go on, I whispered. He closed his eyes for a second. When he opened them again, they were wet. I lived a life before you, he said. And I never truly left it behind. Those words did not make sense at first. They floated in the air, heavy but unclear. I waited for more. He told me then, slowly. Carefully. Like someone placing fragile glass on a table. There had been another family. Not a short mistake. Not a brief moment of weakness. A whole other life. He spoke of a woman he once loved deeply. Of a child he never spoke about. A child who shared his blood. I listened. I did not interrupt. Because when your world breaks, it does not shatter all at once. It cracks. Quietly. As he spoke, I saw our past differently. His late nights. His distant eyes. His silence. It all began to make sense. And that understanding hurt more than confusion ever could. I thought of the years I stood beside him. The sacrifices. The trust. I thought of the times I defended him. The times I chose him. I thought I knew you, I said. My voice sounded far away. Like it belonged to someone else. He nodded. Tears rolled down his cheeks. I know, he said. And that is what hurts the most. The rain outside grew heavier. The sound filled the room, as if the sky itself was crying for us. I sat there, staring at the man I had shared my life with. He looked the same. But he was not the same. And neither was I. After he finished speaking, the room stayed silent for a long time. Not the kind of silence that feels calm. The kind that presses on your ears and makes your thoughts louder. I looked at the cup of tea in front of me. It had gone cold. A thin layer of steam had disappeared, just like the warmth I once felt in my chest. How? I finally asked. It was the only word I could find. He rubbed his hands together, a habit he had when he was nervous. I had seen him do it before interviews, before hospital visits, before difficult talks with the children. I was young, he said. I was afraid. I made choices I thought I could escape from. Escape. That word stung. He told me how, before we met, he had loved someone deeply. How they had planned a future. How life had not gone the way they expected. There had been pressure. Family pressure. Fear of responsibility. When she became pregnant, he panicked. I thought I wasn't ready, he said. I thought leaving was easier than staying. I listened, my face calm, my heart racing. He told me he left. Moved away. Started over. Then he met me. I told myself that was my second chance, he said. That if I loved you well enough, the past would disappear. I wanted to scream then. To tell him love does not erase responsibility. That starting over does not mean leaving people behind. But I did not scream. Because anger had not arrived yet. Only sadness. And the child? I asked. My voice trembled. She grew up, he said. I watched from a distance. That sentence made my stomach turn. You watched? I asked. He nodded slowly. I sent money when I could, he said. I asked others about her. I knew where she lived. All those years. All those dinners we shared. All those quiet evenings. And he was carrying another story inside him. Did she know about me? I asked. No, he said quickly. She never knew. I kept my lives separate. Separate. That word echoed. I thought of my children. Of how carefully I had tried to be present. Of every scraped knee and sleepless night. And somewhere out there was another child, growing up without a father's voice at the dinner table. My chest tightened. Why now? I asked. That was the question that mattered most. He looked older in that moment. Smaller. She found me, he said. The room seemed to tilt. She? I asked. My daughter, he said. That word felt heavy. Daughter. She reached out, he continued. She wants answers. She wants to know why. I felt something inside me break quietly. Not loudly. Not in a way anyone else could hear. But something broke. All these years, I thought our marriage had weathered every storm. Money troubles. Illness. Loss. But this was different. This was not something that happened to us. This was something he carried alone and brought home only when it could no longer stay hidden. I stood up slowly. My legs felt weak, but they held me. I walked to the sink and stared out the window. The rain blurred everything outside. Houses. Trees. Streetlights. It felt like the world was hiding from me. I need time, I said. I understand, he replied. But I was not sure he did. Over the next few days, the house felt different. Familiar objects felt strange. His shoes by the door. His jacket on the chair. I started noticing things I had ignored before. How he always took phone calls outside. How he guarded his messages. I wondered how much I truly knew. At night, sleep refused to come. My mind replayed our life like an old film, searching for clues. Every late work night. Every distracted smile. Had he been thinking of her? Of his other child? I felt foolish. Blind. During the day, I moved through my routine like a shadow. Cooking. Cleaning. Folding clothes that no longer felt like they belonged to both of us. He tried to talk. I never stopped loving you, he said one evening. I looked at him. Love doesn't hide, I replied softly. He had no answer. One afternoon, I found an old box in the storage room. It was dusty. Forgotten. Inside were letters. Not many. But enough. They were neatly folded, yellowed with age. I sat on the floor and read them slowly. They spoke of regret. Of distance. Of a child growing up. I cried then. Not loudly. Just tears sliding down my face, soaking the pages. These were words he never shared with me. Words meant for another life. That night, I asked him about the letters. I couldn't throw them away, he said. That hurt more than if he had. Because it meant the past was never truly past. The next weeks were filled with quiet tension. We moved around each other carefully, like strangers learning the shape of a shared space. He told me his daughter wanted to meet him. "I don't know what to do," he said. I laughed softly, without humor. "You decided long ago," I said. "Now you're just facing it." He looked down. "What about you?" he asked. "What do you want?" That question felt unfair. I wanted honesty. I wanted truth before decades passed. I wanted a life that wasn't built on missing pieces. But what I said was simpler. "I want to understand," I replied. And that was true. I wanted to understand how a man could love deeply and still leave. How he could build a family while another existed in silence. I wanted to understand how love and cowardice can live in the same heart. One evening, he showed me a picture. A young woman. Her eyes looked like his. Something about her smile felt familiar. "She looks kind," I said. He nodded. "She is," he said quietly. That kindness made it harder. I imagined her growing up with questions, with gaps where answers should have been. I imagined her waiting. And suddenly, my pain felt tangled with hers. I realized then that this story was bigger than my hurt. It was about choices made long ago. About consequences that do not disappear with time. And about truth that always finds its way to the surface. As days passed, I began to see him differently. Not as a villain. Not as the man I thought I knew. But as someone deeply flawed. Afraid. Human. That realization brought no comfort. Because loving a flawed person still hurts when you are the one left in the dark. One night, as we sat quietly, he spoke again. "I don't expect forgiveness," he said. "I just didn't want to lie anymore." I closed my eyes. The truth had arrived. But it had come too late to be gentle. And I knew, deep inside, that this confession was only the beginning. The day he told me she wanted to meet him, I felt something shift inside me. Not anger. Not fear. Acceptance. The kind that arrives quietly, without asking permission. "She wants to talk," he said. "She wants to hear it from me." We were sitting in the living room. The curtains were half closed. Late afternoon light spilled across the floor, soft and tired. I nodded. "When?" I asked. "Soon," he replied. "She's been waiting a long time." Those words stayed with me. Waiting. I thought of all the waiting I had done too. Waiting for answers I never knew I needed. Waiting for honesty that came decades late. That night, I lay awake listening to his breathing. It sounded the same as it always had. Slow. Steady. And yet, I felt like I was lying next to a stranger. In the days that followed, he became restless. He cleaned the house more than usual. Organized old papers. Moved things around that didn't need moving. I watched him quietly. Preparing. I realized he was not just preparing to meet her. He was preparing to face himself. The morning he left to meet her, he stood by the door longer than usual. "I don't know how this will go," he said. I looked at him. "Neither do I," I replied. He hesitated. "Thank you," he added. "For what?" I asked. "For staying," he said. I didn't answer. Because I wasn't sure if staying was strength or habit. When the door closed behind him, the house felt hollow. I walked through each room slowly. The kitchen. The bedroom. The hallway where family photos hung. I stopped in front of one picture. All of us smiling. Children young. Life full. I wondered how many truths were missing from that frame. He returned late that evening. I heard the key turn. The door open. I stayed seated. He walked in slowly, like someone entering a place they were not sure still belonged to them. His eyes were red. "She looks like me," he said. I nodded. "She asked hard questions," he continued. "Questions I avoided my whole life." I waited. "She asked why I didn't fight for her," he said. That question hung between us. "I didn't have an answer," he whispered. That was when I felt it. Not just his pain, but his regret. Raw. Unpolished. He sat down heavily. "I failed her," he said. "I failed you." I believed him. That night, he told me more. Details he had kept buried. How he received letters he never replied to. How he chose silence over responsibility. "I thought staying away would hurt less," he said. "For who?" I asked gently. He didn't answer. As he spoke, something inside me reached its limit. I realized I had been holding myself together carefully, piece by piece. And now, those pieces were slipping. "I need to ask you something," I said. He looked up. "Did you ever think about telling me?" I asked. "At any point?" He paused. "Yes," he said. "When?" "When the children were born," he replied. "When I looked at them and felt ashamed." "And yet?" I asked. "I was afraid," he said. "That you would leave." I laughed softly. "Instead," I said, "you built a life on silence." That was the moment. The turning point. Not dramatic. Not loud. Just clear. I stood up. "I need space," I said. "Not just time. Space." He nodded. "I understand," he said again. But I still wasn't sure he did. I went to stay with my sister for a while. Her house smelled like comfort and familiarity. She didn't ask many questions. She didn't need to. Sometimes, silence is the greatest kindness. At night, I stared at the ceiling and thought. About love. About trust. About the way life unfolds without warning. I asked myself hard questions. Was our marriage a lie? Or was it real, just incomplete? Could love exist alongside such a secret? I thought of his daughter again. Of her courage to reach out. To demand truth. In some strange way, I admired her. She forced the past to speak. One evening, my sister sat beside me. "You don't have to decide everything now," she said. I nodded. But I knew a decision was coming. When I returned home, the house felt different. Quieter. Careful. He gave me space. Too much space. One afternoon, he placed an envelope on the table. "She wrote to you," he said. My heart skipped. "To me?" I asked. He nodded. "She said you deserved to know who she was," he said. "And that she was sorry." I picked up the letter. My hands shook. Inside were simple words. Respectful. Kind. She wrote about her life. Her questions. Her longing. She did not blame me. That broke me. I cried harder than I had since the confession. Because her pain was innocent. And unavoidable. I realized then that this was not about choosing sides. This was about facing truth with dignity. That night, I told him something I hadn't planned to say. "I don't hate you," I said. He looked surprised. "But I don't recognize us anymore," I continued. "I need time to decide who I am in this story." He nodded slowly. "I will wait," he said. And for the first time, I believed him. Time did not fix everything. But it softened the sharp edges. Days passed slowly. Not dramatically. Just quietly, like water moving over stone. We began to talk again. Not about the past at first. About small things. Meals. Weather. Memories that did not hurt too much. Sometimes, silence returned. But it no longer felt like a wall. It felt like space to breathe. He started seeing his daughter regularly. He told me about their conversations. About her questions. About her pain. He did not hide anymore. And that mattered. One evening, he asked me if I wanted to meet her. The question surprised me. "Only if you're ready," he said. I thought about it for a long time. About fear. About courage. About what kind of person I wanted to be. "I am ready," I finally said. We met at a small cafe. She stood when I walked in. Her eyes were gentle. Nervous. She smiled. "Thank you for meeting me," she said. I nodded. We talked slowly. Carefully. She spoke with respect. With honesty. "I never wanted to take anything from you," she said. "I just wanted the truth." I believed her. In that moment, something inside me settled. This was not a battle. This was a reckoning. When we left, she hugged me. Softly. Briefly. And somehow, that hug healed something I didn't know was broken. At home, life did not return to how it was. It became something new. Something more honest. He apologized again. Not with words this time. With patience. With listening. With presence. I learned something important then. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing not to let pain decide who you become. I did not forgive him all at once. I forgave him in pieces. In mornings. In quiet evenings. In shared cups of tea. And slowly, trust began to rebuild. Not the old trust. A new one. Built on truth. I still think about that night sometimes. The rain. The table. The confession. I thought I knew him. Now, I understand something deeper. We never fully know another person. We only know the parts they are brave enough to share. Love is not about perfection. It is about honesty. And truth, even when late, still matters. Our story did not end that night. It changed. And sometimes, change is not destruction. Sometimes, it is correction. If you are listening to this and carrying a truth inside you, know this. Silence does not protect love. Honesty does. And if you are the one who was hurt, your strength is not in anger. It is in choosing who you will be after the truth is told. I thought I knew him. Now, I know myself. And that is where healing truly began.